HeadStart. And last summer, Ganesh, I was hired as a liaison for HeadStart to help out the HeadStart. 2 weeks ago, Ganesh, we called in for our HeadStart director. Ganesh, we appoint Ganesh because of my previous background in early childhood, being a director before, and having a degree in health and human services. And master's basically in education. I'm a certified teacher. And with that background, so I can help out in HeadStart. And Monday Girish will report on finance, what HeadStart needed to run. And no financial problems, so I had to meet with finance of HeadStart and Rebecca Jefferson from finance manager going for HeadStart. So I had to be informed in the problems. Hey, questions now about HeadStart. So in a team mail, they can come up and introduce themselves and put their jobs in HeadStart, what they do for HeadStart.
Maybe you can even come sit on that
Question
table.
If I can't answer, they can, because I haven't been in a program for 5 years. But because of my previous background, I'm able to help the HeadStart.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacinta Stewart. I'm HR and Professional Development for HeadStart, and I have a total of over 2 years behind me with HeadStart. And I started off as a volunteer and worked my way up. And I received my bachelor's that makes me qualified for my position. And my main goal is to make sure that we have a high quality program.
My name is Leanna Ogle. I'm a Family and Community Partnership Manager. Malaysia, Mary Iron. Over 20 years, start Komania, Balakute, start Kim, volunteer start project. So teaching you what degree level 2. Kaguntala Education Manager, really community was. Chigala teachers there pushing last year, last summer, but going to go to Shikan. Ichigash College. Itana finance, Gaija Valley, Shrogo Garaji, and teachers for their requirements all because before associates always magic with mandated performance standards, and then assistant teachers traditionally they have to move up to get their associates because deadlines go pushing can go now trainings and curriculum trainings can like do all magic finances can it's a stumbling block like put a solid value so this program can run smoothly with the pedagogy. So our day book you'll tell the Bible can that still every day I come, even in committee with that to help the knowledge to give to
Well, I should Carol Hall. Well, the district can go. Now HeadStart dealing at a 10 years good age, and I'm health, safety, and nutrition assistant.
Alicia Rebecca Jefferson. I'm the physical manager for HeadStart. My background is I worked with federal government for 36 years. I retired. I worked with office of social trustees. And financial background there is much way na biwas because you know when I came in and it was already a struggle because of bills not being paid and it just one thing after another. Garachi, you know, I had to keep bothering and pay our bills, but I'm not too sure what finance, how their system goes, but I felt like there was new people in there every time, and it just it made things a little harder to make them realize that Head Start is important to these parents and to these kids, because parents, this is for low-income people and working parents. And they always look up to Head Start. They want to come and I want to keep it going. To me, I've never worked with a tribe, but when I first came in, I thought I'd do something for the tribe. What do you do? The job. It's I don't know what it is. Communication, hopefully, to us out there. You know, it's. I feel like I always tell these girls, I said, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's further down. Because it's just so hard now that it's financial side. It's just a burden. And I feel like the vendors are really. Like you all do, you all have bills to pay, and we have to keep paying it every month, and to keep our credit good. And we go that these bills have to be paid. And I just want to let you guys know that if any word, that good word for us, that'd be good to at least pay our teachers and our managers, because they work really hard. But usually it's just look, because Head Start is a lot of paperwork. Every day we do paperwork, all required. I really have faith in you guys, senators. I know your kids are in school, important privilege in Head Start because they go to kindergarten and they expect these kids to learn how to use the scissors, how to serve themselves, and I think it's really important, and I want to keep Head Start running, but like I said, financial, but I hope that we can settle this. And, I think I got in a little report here Monday, so I'm hoping that whatever it is, that help us out and go over this hurdle here. And thank you for listening.
We have a lot of years background in Head Start. Head Start background in 28 years. And in each position that they're holding, except for the finance position, at one time in Head Start, Kalagwevi director because I knew what the jobs in Head Start was in each of the manager positions. And Kalagwewa Khushiwa Padi as a director. And positions Kadum open Kadukilaga, health and nutrition manager wall, disabilities manager wall, and facilities. Hina facilities very important for us to, school very Malia na facilities today. They take care of the school, upkeep, and a lot of times cleaning, they oversee the cleaning to make sure that those classrooms are ready and sanitized for children. Ilagay got some facilities fall in it, home the classrooms because they don't have supplies. They don't have cleaning supplies. Hina Head Start. Bigela, these years that Bigela as a Head Start director, audit kuko we on time, kari deadlines kara important kudu. You know, you have to meet those deadlines all the time. I never had a restriction in my program when I was a director. Everything was always on time. Everything was always in place. And review wall was it. Review wall from the scale of 0 to 10, B9 kari. The other problem we had was parents not coming in to do referrals. Dog awak check up check up deal. Then it's a parent's responsibility to bring them in for follow-up. We provide transportation, we provide appointments. Some parents outside. But it wasn't the program's fault. Parents gotta go. But other than that, all those areas gotta be compliant. And HeadStart. And I felt that when I was away from HeadStart, my heart was always at HeadStart. It was like I had to get information from HeadStart all the time because that was my background. And you know, I'm there to help them in any way I can. With my background, I think that I'd be able to, with the help of legislators and the executive, you know, in a program, tribal, it includes all of, you know, health, nutrition, enrollment. Cover again all areas of tribal administration besides just Head Start. And not Head Start important because you know, Bagade 3, you're going into kindergarten. And in a marriage position, an education coordinator, she makes sure that teachers are teaching. And when they get into kindergarten, we want them ready for kindergarten. And health and nutrition, they make sure they get the meals that they need. And again, areas very important for us to. This financial situation we're in right now, we're running into a wall and we just can't keep so legislators to keep this program running. Questions?
Before we field some questions in the quorum, can we get into session here? Then, darn, Shona, Coach. All is up. We have quorum, so let us get into quorum real quick, then we'll continue on with questions.
Okay.
So, now we'll call good afternoon. It is now 1:58, 1:53. We'll call the session back into order on this July 18th. The invocation, Bonito and Bob. So let's join on that session made up. Oh, roll call, Black Lodge.
White Clay, Black Lodge Rep. Here.
Spotty, Shibuya, yay.
White Clay, Black Lodge here.
Nito Wino here.
Would you like to just like maybe you?
Joe Lodge is here. Not afraid, Bighorn.
Boyer, Bighorn.
Satt besked på ekonomer. You go straight up on charger. Yeah. Good luck. You go straight up on charger here. Melbourne, 90 here.
Alden Miller here.
Deep Green here. 13 prison.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. We got 13 present for this afternoon. Quorum, continuing on with Head Start's report. I believe we're at the questions section, so the floor is open for questions, senators. Floor recognized Senator White Clay. How about someone have their hand up over here too?
Just as far as concerning the budget, we had a request from land buyback proposal, and buyback monies in the sum of $500,000 come through for Head Start with no justification behind it, with no extra paperwork behind it. That was one of our requests. We said we'll get that Friday from Joseph Eve, but as far as the they're telling us that the system to draw down the monies is locked up because of non-payment to employees. And I was, Head Start has money there and reimbursements. The funding, we weren't opposed to, helping the Head Start program out. It was just having a justification behind it. So, I'm pretty sure that everybody would agree that this is an important program. It's managed right, and as that, how far back, how many missing payments are there for the teachers and staff?
For the teachers, there's 80 hours plus 16 hours. And for the managers, 4 pay periods.
160 hours? 320 hours? 320 hours, right?
Is that it? Any more questions from floor recognized? Senator Okro.
Right now, Speaker, Secretary, Senators, guests, Head Start. Like the job now on charge. They could Shilai. You were in the trenches for many years. Director leader like a team was from the Waga was charged. What is that? You are charged. Billy's not Nick, but charge him out. My cooking a leader as you know, it's English, or Lashkars no teacher the clock with the Lola. Bagat school was solid, I'm too blessed. So, you are doing much here. Bagat, Bawa, got to stick. HeadStart shut the loop. They understand this. I'm child. Ignorance that part public school, why did they go? Those are good. My chicken showed Bagat, Bagat cook shit. You are child. It's a good. I said, really good. I mean, the church from Malaysia is picture like the foundation, putting village foundation village. Homework. Used this Balila Gal dedication way ko rio. Laga kami di gede na Frank bagus video laga itulis alaga algu kudi magat kada masuk sudah langsung ikut sekali masuk pun ali juga for education Spanish ulah go tu magat kada masuk dekat juga mahilos paling ke katu paling lah sih maka ada bawa tu sih kisah gastu oh man.
Senator Okra, I think I got a comment question. Rebecca, as far as financials, Senator Whiteclay was mentioning that back pay and the money locked up, and there is money there. The money locked up, and that is locked up in order for the feds to release that. They want the back pay paid, correct?
Yes.
And the 500,000 request from the LBB will cover that, the back pay,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
And once that's paid, there is an amount there that will be able to be released. Do we know that correct amount on reimbursement?
Not right after on that reimbursement. I know it's from November to March, so it might be almost.
So if you guys all understood that scenario there, they need their employees paid to release that funding, which is over 1.5, and that's coming forth to the body, and that's why we wanted HeadStart here to kind of explain that situation also. So we asked that question, we had no documentation, we had no answers at first, and we left them out, but now I think it's back on the table, so thank you for clarifying that. Floor recognizes Senator Whiteclay.
And to further clarify on that money, that's a reimbursement, not only to general fund. $1.5 million is reimbursement to general fund. And then one of the stipulations on that, which we should reiterate on that, is that the vendors that are owed from HeadStart be paid electrical bills, cleaning, just everything to get this next school year running in a good way, and we're getting a good proper start of it for this next school year. Because in the amount of that $1.5 million, that is belongs to general fund, but they're drawing down on payments bills that were given, invoiced in 17 on those few months. So I think we should reiterate that, but it will be going to general funds once dispersed, but it's it's a reimbursement. So with helping out HeadStart to get that pushed through, I think that would really help them.
Excuse me, I believe when we had a conference call, they stressed that our vendors and our staff get paid first before they can dip into that funding to pay to reimbursement to the tribe. That was the agreement when we had the conference call.
Thank you. Floor recognizes Senator Hugs. Extra mic. Lawrence Mike, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So I get kind of going through some of the stuff on HeadStart budget. I think you guys were allocated or awarded like 10 million, but I've got about 10 something for 5 years. 5 years, right?
Yeah.
It's about, average about 2.3 a year. But then you guys never actually used all of it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, there's always a carryover.
There's always a carryover.
Yeah, because they carry over. I think in 2012 it was, 100 and some thousand, and then in 2014 there's another
And I think altogether it was like 900,000.
900,000 carryover.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess I was just trying to put everything together, like, kind of looking at Head Start and why you guys are in this predicament right now. The ledger later, it wasn't matching the actuals?
When we do the 425, when we request the reimbursement,
Yeah,
it doesn't match because there was no reconciliation.
yeah, yeah.
Well, reconcile the data again. Every time they print it out and we come up with the number, it never matches.
Yeah, big numbers
That's
there,
why
big number
it's
back.
taking back.
Yeah, because when they do that, what I figured out was they went with average. Like I got a breakdown now of your budget. They went with the average, not the actuals. And when they try to do the reconciliations, it doesn't match because of that average. Somebody needs HCP, they need to go in there and calculate the numbers correctly, and that's where it all falls, is HCPs that are not doing it correctly, and that's what I figured out. That's why the reports were always rejected,
That's correct.
and it's because the numbers don't match, and they need to have actual numbers that, like let's say payroll, 100,000 was allocated, but then it was really 60,000. So what happened to the 40? Things like that. That's where this mess up is.
It is.
And you need to go back and make CPAs that they need to do their job. Yeah, and you can go in circles and circles, but that's where the problem lies, is right there. And that's what I kind of figured out, because I was trying to, why are they like this? Why are they in here when they never even spent that amount? And before you can even ask for another draw, you have to reconcile before the next one. And the reconciliation leadership was always rejected because of the numbers.
Because of the numbers.
Yep, and so CP, that's the problem right there. You guys got money available right now, but you have to be in compliance for a quarter. That's the only reason to release it. But then it's gonna be another problem again if that reconciliation ain't met. And I think what I would advise is to CP, look at within your scope of budget, add them in there to do those numbers, to crunch the numbers, to make sure you have a program that's consistent. So, that's my only advice, is get yourself your own finance director within to keep at it. On monthly expenditures at IG, you guys can get printout and you guys know where you're at month by month. Every quarter, get the reports to do all your financials, and everything will be ready. So,
Contract one,
Yeah,
to come
yeah.
in like on a monthly basis.
yeah, just to keep you guys afloat every month to month, instead of hitting a wall and then clearing that up after 3-4 months and then hit another wall. So that's the best way, is to within internal finance director them to do that, and it would make everybody look good. At the end of the day, everybody looks good. And because reporting it's difficult, because a lot of them have to come together to create that one report. are all the different reports, I guess, for the different funding sources. And guys, I mean, like, you know, just talk to Wage John O'Dell today. He's really good. And, you know, we got to the bottom of senior citizens, and that's where it lied, was CP's today report reconciliation. And then we passed it, and now they're kind of a little bit smoother now, but they still have some obstacles in front of them. You know, you guys are in the same boat, and to get your guys' own in-house finance director or CPA, even CPA, you know, kind of, you need to find money within your budget to, like, you know, your budget. Like your cat, you have cat space, you have room to bring one in, and which line item do you pay them out of? You know, I know you guys probably have a contractor line item, you know, something like that you guys can utilize. Okay, once you get them firm, or the individual, you guys can, you know, move forward with it. So, you know, but right now, where we're at is 500K. So, you know, just to get it going, I don't know if that would even help, just for maybe one payroll again, or get you guys back up and hit the wall again. You know, so hey, one thing when your own account, separate account, go through it, because I get every monies that come in, if they do a drawdown, it's automatically going to run to general fund. Hey, once it goes into general fund, it disappears. And then they search for it, and they end up finding out, oh, I went to the IRS, you know. And, you know, so you have your separate account, look through it, and have your finance officer, director, whoever, to keep an eye on it as it's coming down, trickling down, that it ends up in your account. So then financially, you guys are safe.
You know, we talked about the carryover, but that 900,000, we thought about, we have to have a good justification. We wanted to get a modular for prior and launch reps, and maybe an office building for Crow staff, and then 3 more buses by Lubafter. So, but we need to work on a justification for that, because we have to have a good justification in order for DC to release that 900,000. You know, that was one of our planning. I thought that was a good idea, because the buildings are they're leaking, and you know, it's just old. I do wish we could have a new building for each centers, but you know, it's probably in the near future. But I think with the modular, I think it would be cool if we can get that 900,000.
Yeah. Hey, when 2 million, did you guys lose out on it? Deadline you got for like the roofs and all that, but when they Spotted Bear, the road on the ran
I'm not
up.
familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah. And it expired 81 knows.
I think they did it, but it was
Last summer, Ganesh Viles on Karaku and Office of HeadStart do meeting Kitio with the managers. Managers that they were different managers, and they had a question on that. Brand could apply to fix the roofing canal. And that was a year ago. Question and why wasn't anything done about it? You got that money a year ago, and what her question was that we were still waiting for bids. And the color year gonna go gone. And they should have acted on it then, they double suit. And third one, I don't know whatever happened to that because she had said out to she back to work and I go out there.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Senator Whitecliffe and Senator Whitecliffe.
All right, thank you, Speaker. Body, yes. My question was on the paperwork from headquarters on the agreement for the tribe to pay the past due bill and then receive the drawdown payment. Would we be able to get a copy of that, or was it just a verbal agreement?
It was a verbal, it was a conference call.
Okay.
I might be able to get something from the city though.
Okay. All right, thank you. And then on the other part of the, like we're saying, we're gonna have to go back, we're going back to the drawing board and finance committee to try to allocate some of this and to try to alleviate some of this hardship to the Head Start, but that's the justifications for those is what we were asking for. We still need those as far as like that we know we can draw down 2 million, but that 500,000 that's gonna go to it is that somebody needs to get paid. These ladies been working for 360 hours without getting paid. To have that going and not be set up, I think part of that, something we should put in there is like Bryce said, a separate account and let them get paid, and then I believe we pay it. Head Start pays an IDC percentage for the accounting for the CPA out of that, which all programs do. And if it's not matching, not clicking, maybe we need to find within themselves, like you said, find a separate CPA to do that, because apparently they're not doing it over here. So I think that might be a recommendation. Thank you.
Rico.
Speaker, guest, body. I was with Head Start in the beginning, way back when dinosaurs walked. But, at that time we had maybe a little over 100, 200 students. I would like to know how many students you guys have.
On a certain
304.
304. At that time, I think 3-4 years later, I was with the college, and I think we went up to about 300 at that time. We had 7 classrooms here and maybe 1 or 2 in different outlines. But Carlene Oldell was the director, and there was 1 secretary, and I did wear a lot of hats when I was working there. I was a curriculum specialist, bus driver, sometimes a cook, and a doctor. But the fact is, the Hardin district, they have almost over 1,000 students. And you have about 3 or 4 people that manage that. How much is your workload? I know there's a lot of paperwork concerning that, because I've been in education, and we need to, apply ourselves for our workloads and kind of gear up for our students. Because Head Start means Head Start, or the Indian people, or the disadvantaged economically throughout the United States. To give them a head start. I remember when I went to school, when I first went over here, nobody spoke English. Somebody wanted to go to battle, they asked me, I had to lift my hand and say, number 1 or number 2. Because I was fortunate, I was raised in Bellins. And I spoke a little English, but the rest they didn't. And just one thing, when I started working there, 95% of the young students spoke Crow. Then I went to work with college. 10 years later, went back, 95% spoke English. Only 3 students in the whole HeadStart program spoke Crow. You know, and I think, you know, like Senator Huck said, when I ran a federal program, I always ask for oversight. Oversight is very important. It keeps you honest, keeps transparency, and you need to establish your own finance, where you make your own check and have your own bank account, and you have your own CPA you can hire. But the amount of money you get could be, you know, through that. So I just kind of recommend that you guys look into that, because HeadStart, I mean, that's your job, to come and help people. Oversight is very, very, you know, in their mind all the time. Any federal program. And we wouldn't be in this position that we are. So, you know, seriously look into that. You know, having oversight and having your own account, your own accounts payable and everything. So you won't have to run through this again. So that's just a recommendation.
Thank you, Senator Whitecliff. Any more questions?
Okay. 2008, Kadesh, when I first was a director previously, the assistant director for 4 years, Kagomi director, that's what I had. I had my separate CPA, I had finance manager, Hemna CPA, Kadesh, she was the only one that worked with HeadStart. She paid bills, budget our narrative on our grant. Each cent was allocated for an area. You don't have enough money for that. You need to do an amendment. In a finance person, we push it, but amendment so that we can use that money in another place. But DC was the only one that approved those. Approved Hina CPA Walsh, strict Bagan paper trail, reports, it was radio deadlines were always met. Hotel finance person, where was Boyd Russell, Hotel Fiscal him, I, the CEO, and the CPA, we ran an effective program where we didn't have any restrictions on our program. Money was sent. In a program year one, we never had money left over because all the money was allocated for something. We never had a carryover. And what money we needed, grants. We wrote grants for new buses. Grant ball approved bus for each center. We had a new bus. No program that was running that way. And all the years that I was there, I never had a problem with finances because every finance was always running smoothly. In a program, it was what if it ever happened when it shouldn't have happened. Whatever we can do, we need a separate account. Because in HeadStart, when the grant year is over on June, the end of June, new money was already there to run. Grant year refunding application, and we had money in there all the time. Was You know, it was something that was going on all the time. Wala problem put there. We always had money there. Hina 4 years for demolish. When I came back, a problem, but I don't know whatever happened. But to run an effective program, you know, you have to have people that know how to run that program. I've got a CPA wall, Polish. She knew how to run the Head Start. And she did it like it was supposed to be done. And being in Head Start all these years in a program, could I be educated from the previous director, like assistant director, could I in a director, and then I took over her job and I knew what I was doing, but I had to depend on everybody else. You know, the Head Start director alone cannot run the whole program. It takes all these other people around them to help. Each area of Head Start has a part in Head Start. Report perennial here kupara dia saptelo tishpawala do hukala here tenakala hukala. I'm deadline what I make sure they meet those deadlines. Reports all will kali report you know, it has to be effective, it has to be run like it's supposed to run. In a program back in 1965, going to start college. 20 years my mother was involved in Head Start. Was a retired good then. And 28 years good back. Balik. Bilet Kumalem Hilage Bajishim, you know, what knowledge and what I can help with Head Start, I'm willing to do it, to get the Head Start back on its feet. With the help of Shewe legislators, whoever is involved in Head Start. And Kotpuluk Kalihinan Hinamagadish go walk the program for you know, Bakari go watch a miracle. Bakari white you believe it. Here Magadish, you know, some don't get the meals that they provide in Head Start. We provide medical screenings. It takes money to do that. You know, I just, you know, if we need a speech therapist, it takes money to do that. Hey, 304 students at screen pajama. And it's a deadline. You know, no Head Start deadlines. And we have to meet each deadline as they come in. Polio shared a family a bit. Oh.
Thank you. Any more questions, comments? Let's start. Senator DeMonte.
Thank you. Speaker, guests, HeadStart representatives, big Chick-fil-A's is in our program, and that is program these kids needed him. I don't know what board it was under him. Come to find out, it was under Health and Human. Program. I think it's hurting because it wasn't my job to stumble upon it. As a parent, I went to a policy meeting. I guess they were lacking a lot of their criteria for their funding, and awarding officer was trying to help less, trying to meet that criteria and overcome some of their shortcomings and the goals they were trying to shoot for. And I found out a lot. It was a learning experience. I guess now 304 students enrolled in Head Start. I think there were supposed to be 20 of them for special needs, and I don't know if you guys met those needs. There was a question about the building in Pryor. It needed some repairs, and it could have took care of some of those enrollments, because Pryor takes in a lot of Billings residents, and there's a lot of students that they have to turn away. And I've seen that waiting list, and it's a long wait for these students, but it's quite a long list, and they do what they can at Pryor. They even do homeschooling, and I think the home coordinator goes out maybe once or twice a week and does home visits. And at some point in time, I think Pryor needs to be a little more. They're overlooked sometimes with these fundings, and their lights were off one time, and I helped them to try to get their lights on. I put in gas for them to get their buses going. And, there's things like that. I know it's hard with the shortcomings the tribe's having, but I think this Head Start program needs a new policy board, or I think they're under the commission core at IHS. I think I was told by one of the senators here, but I think we need to do a LR or make it law so that they can implement their own funds. And these kids really need this program. These kids were hurting, and I just happened to stumble upon it. And from the get-go, I tried to help less. I mentioned it to the chairman. I think we need to do something better than what's going on now. We need to do a LR or something for them to utilize their own funds. These kids need that program.
Thank you, Senator Monty. Any more questions, comments from the body? Floor recognized, Senator Oberg.
Thank you, Chair, members of the legislature. HeadStart Gluwich, Maharaj, Scott Pamela, since the end, they take care of Becca. Bangladesh, Kolaga, Giput, Mirchogam, Elche. You want to make you, Steve, Lula, then Magat, Laga, Giput, and it took my child, you, Laga. Like in 1965, Commissioner Noses said, no, this is my Head Start. And Head Start, Sabi, Yokut. Now, authority there is to not choose to be Doc Pamela's student. They Mary Carol Yaku. And President Scott Pamela, we financed their curriculum called administration. Because when you need to put them all with the basic for Head Start and the Lola and that education nation, going not to like stuff. And we'll put in teachers today, degrees, education degrees, and it took much chance you and other programs, and that's it. Degrees, and that will Chiwa, Ida, English, you would Head Start and Nina, the degree stage, Group Telegraph, Gilcook, him, again, won't come with the Chigas, Nigeria, look, make, you know, the Zap, Bob, going, Bobby, Tim, Tim, education, come money, during, Black Eagle administration, go 60,000, get them hooked to mandatory training for the teachers, and go mandatory training, get it, Balish, could have Balish, could have hooked. And Tim, their own program manager, could have the yoke Head Start, and could go Tim Hula, choked by now, Balish goes, could have mandatory training from Washington, D.C., Head Start, that direct, could have yoke to do. Going finance, and I think you need the money to stick it. haven't paid on their own, going John Tester heating and cooling system, going to hook up. Going John Tester Dashti, HeadStart Dashti, Gipujim, going Iruba, John Tester Hula, and heating and cooling system, British Bosa. And last week, John Tester. Lagi Hook, not HeadStart. Bagari, Spale, Dana Kado Itches. Administration after administration, but it's Sadalo Itches, Ben Mangada. Ben Mangada, Yosh Palang, Yokudu. Ojo, Jerustas. Ojo, could go. Lage Bak Tichet and politicians, Bagada, Oga, could go Mahir, go administration, but I look tough. On the west side, I do. How comes it? Great Mangadish. Priority, priority. Lage priority news, so I look at here. What Pamela does, it'll go there. This separate organization, good ball, Najacha, Lapta, you go play. Lage not, but you put that. Peaceful. Hey, Manira, you put that. I think, Little Bighorn College here, go Dodge instrumentality, Ados. Go made, non-profit organization of the pro-tribal government, put by the you could bring politicians, this put off, the law was, no, Bagadi, Manchimil, this put off, a Dalis so much. They once informed for all, forever, not this put off. But, Bago Chikka, go you, because, Lage, Babush, Papidus, Chigus, Papidus, HeadStart, Comanjum, Comaus, then, EY, Yakudu. They can look at grade school, HeadStart, high school, college, Delphi, foundation, Ados, but Changi much. They not yet. So, but Kago Kamahati, Kago Gaga. Now, Ishwala, Adal Kadu, Adana Kadu, Code of Federal Regulations, violation, criminal violation. They administration, they can't steal your money. They cannot steal your money. And that's a code of federal regulations. Maybe we do a injunction on behalf of HeadStart, on behalf of the legislature. Lage, staff, no, but charge. They could go make $300-400 English just so. On the west side, I might charge. They're at Egg, was say 425, so then reconciliation, so then thunder, so then buy English just so. I charge, give, exempted the money, Jesh Coke. Teacher today, HeadStart class, going away. Schwalak shit, chip, oh shit, go to Magarish and Nagal, and teacher today. The bank charge a new wood have Yakuji. Go teacher today. And then politicians today, go and Magarish. Yakuji. So, but Ojo to you, so, but a Nawat Bio. Okay, legislature. The real stars. And away now. Bagade now. Then HeadStart, Spala, down the pool. There at Washington, D.C. Up a conference called UA. Nawat Bayu. Go to take. A Nawat separate organization. UA. My dude. Go to take. Progressive tribes. That progressive tribes. They do the Lord's Decree, Progressive Tribe Mind, BUBE. It's a Progressive Tribe, separate organization, go to do for HeadStart. And Kutabat, Kawal, who have, they politicians, Kurum, Shuich, Dishwalish, Adai Salman, Kutate by the whole.
So I'm responding.
Thank you, Speaker, Secretary. Oh, my biggest thing alone. I got a little place now, that's where I cut that you I got a walk about. And I'm going to give because opposite. Because I got it kind as you want me. This say home, but I got it now, that's where I cut that you this say home. You didn't want to do. I got a walk about a home.
Somebody else, Doug.
I'd like to